We look at that. Hi, this is David Yanez here at the NRB 2015. We're here back. We have a few more interviews left, and then I'm done for this, and I'm going to head home tomorrow. So we have Michael and Myron here on the show with us. I just met them just recently, just a few hours ago. I just met them, and I said, hey, I got an interview. You know why? And you know my heart, and that it's Israel. Anytime I have an option or an opportunity to bless Israel, I bless it, because God will bless back tremendously when you do something for Israel. I believe that. It's been my mandate ever since I've done ministry. If I can help anything in Israel somehow, some way, you got to take that same mandate on. Anyway, my friends, Michael, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, shalom to everybody.
Amen.
I'm here for the second time at the NRB.
Okay.
And I feel like I arrived to my family.
Good.
So much warm people and so many warm people and hugs and kisses and blessing for Israel that makes me sometimes emotional.
Wow.
To see how people care about Israel.
Oh, absolutely.
And I definitely see it very sincere, the way they express themselves about their feeling with Israel. And I will go back to Israel and tell my friends. They need to know that we have many friends and Israel is not alone.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Amen. Mike, Myron, tell us about yourself a little bit. Well,
the primary thing is that we've established a new foundation.
Okay.
And that's the reason Michael and Michael in English came here, made a special trip, because I wanted to introduce him to many of my friends here at NRB.
Absolutely.
Over the years, I've come here very often, made wonderful friends. The evangelical community has been a blessing to our people. And my friends here are going to be supporting the new foundation.
Absolutely.
I know it. They've told me that they are going to 100% be with us, as they always have been.
Amen. Tell us about this new foundation.
Well, the foundation is dedicated to providing therapies and services to Israeli soldiers who have been affected with the post-traumatic stress problem.
Okay.
As you know, here in the United States, our own soldiers have come back from Vietnam, come back from Afghanistan, from Iraq, suffering from these traumas of war. Israel is no different, really, in this respect, that the soldiers are, in reality, a citizens' army. So they could be sitting today here with you, David, and in 3 hours, activated in full battle dress, being shot at. And in this last war, which lasted 2 months, they then have to transition back to a normal, civilized life. Problem is, you carry with you the baggage of war, the traumas, the psychic injuries.
Yes.
And what we want to do is provide for them a soft place to land. Therapy, support, things that will remediate those psychic injuries, those traumas which they carry with them. Back to the family, back to work.
Yeah. That's amazing, because I know we're talking before the show, and you were saying that, and this is, Michael's a perfect example.
Absolutely.
He's working, then he's in the battle, and then very next day, he's just put right back to working, back in civilian life. And that's something that's hard for a lot of us to understand, because it's just not how we do it in the U.S. as far as our soldiers. But that's something that we've been seeing a lot of shows, a lot of interviews throughout all over media about the post-traumatic and the stress that it involves. Give us a little example about your life and how that affected you.
Yeah, well, I can tell the story of my experience. I've been serving in my military service in a special unit called 669.
Okay.
Rescue and Research Unit. And you're a young soldier. You are going to a mission. You don't really know what to expect. You are probably arriving to a location first, immediately after the incident occur, and you have to face things that you are not used to. unusual situation. You have to rescue and to take care of life of a soldier, wounded soldier. You are experiencing by yourself. You
Wow.
are dealing with things that are really unusual. And half an hour before, you were racing playing basketball with your friends,
Oh, yeah.
or just sleeping or reading a book. You get an alert, you have to move, and you're in about 20 minutes on an helicopter, and then you arrive directly to the fire.
Wow, to the controversy right
Exactly.
there.
And this transition of from resting on your bed, reading a book, and being suddenly in the middle of the fire, in long term affect your life.
Yeah.
I'm in touch with soldiers that recently came back from the Gaza war.
Wow.
And another friend of mine, which is the head of the psychologist team of this organization, told me, Michael, compared to what we have done when we were young, it was a picnic compared to what our young people have experienced lately. So I understand what it is about to be a soldier, carrying this emotional, stressful wound.
Yes.
And you don't see it. You know, someone is wounded, so you know he has a wound, you take care of it, and by the time he's recovered.
Yeah.
And this is something that you don't see.
True.
You feel it, but you don't see it on the
Yeah.
body of somebody else.
Because on a natural wound, a physical wound, and you see the healing, you can see the progress, you can see everything correctly. You say, oh, he's good now. But emotionally, you just don't see that. And a lot of people aren't good at sharing. And a lot of
Exactly.
people don't want to bring it up because they just think they're going to get through it. But
That's the point. In our time, when I was a soldier, young soldier, we didn't have anyone in the unit that was a psychologist with an open
Okay.
door, and we could knock on the door and say, hey, I want to talk to you because last night I was in a mission and I need to talk to someone.
Okay.
We took it with us. We were a hero. We were strong. You're a fighter, so you need to be strong. But in long term, it affects your daily life.
Wow.
And today, things are different.
Yeah.
Today, they are professionals, experts. They know how to treat. But there are some that are actually diagnosed as post-trauma carrier, and others that are on the line. You know, so they don't really. It's difficult to see it. They manage and continue their daily life, but somehow they start feeling the stress.
Wow.
And this is where they are calling our organization. Bishvil HaMachar is the name. In English, it's Path to Tomorrow.
Okay.
And they are taking part of the meetings, treatment, we can call it, which is usually a trip outside Israel.
Alrighty.
It's a 1 week concentrated with as a team, and they are all working together, working in stressful situation, and the psychologists know exactly the moment when they can start talking about what they have experienced.
That's amazing.
And then everything comes out.
Oh, wow.
Which is very emotional. This is something very strong.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, this is what we are doing. We need to help them. And as more as our activities are published and people are aware of what we are doing, more and more we are getting phone calls from soldiers, girls and boys.
That's good. That's
young
good.
soldiers, but also older people that are in reserve military service.
Okay.
And they need our help. So this is why we came here.
To let people know about
Exactly.
this. So, is there a number that they can call or information that you'd like to share with them so they can get in contact?
Okay, since I'm based here in the United States, it's much more convenient and very similar to Michael's unit. Michael was attached to a special elite search and rescue unit, and that meant he was on 24-hour call.
Wow.
7 days a week, immediately. And that meant immediately. He would carry with him a special phone, and they'd call him up, and he had to be at the airport. And their purpose was to extract down pilots or go into the heat of battle and bring back the wounded.
Wow.
Well, since he was on 24-hour call, I feel the very least I can do is be on 24-hour call here. Of course, nobody's shooting at me. I like that idea.
You're happy.
But for you, your audience, David,
Okay.
I'm on 24-hour call. I'm going to give you a phone number. Call me 24 hours a day. I'm available to you. If I'm on another call, or if I'm, for any reason, in a conference or a program, or being interviewed with a gentleman like David, you'll forgive me. Just leave a message. Repeat the number twice so I can hear. The number is 312-788-9222. 312-788-9222, and I'll tell you how you can help. And it's not only money. You know, come to Israel, meet these young men and women, establish a relationship, get to know some very special human beings.
Okay.
And that really, at times, is even more valuable than money. Have a relationship. Call me. I'm available to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, both of you, for being on the show with us today.
Thank you very much,
And
David.
I pray that we can do something and be a part of just getting the message out for you. And
Thank you.
I'll be in Israel with these guys one day. God
Most
bless.
welcome.
We'll be back with another great guest.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
You're welcome.